Welcome viewers of BRICS TV Bharat. I am Professor Dr. Srinivasan, Head of International BRICS Plus School, India. I am thrilled to extend a warm greeting on behalf of BRICS TV Bharat as we embark on a journey into captivating dream of Bharat's cultural tapestry. I am eager to delve in the peculiarities and dominance of Indian culture, exploring its profound impacts within our nation and throughout the neighboring countries of Bharat. Joining us, a special guest is the esteemed Srimati Sudha Prasad, adding her unique insights to our discussions. Before we prepare for an enlightening exploration of Indian culture and its significance in our interconnected world, let me brief you about our special guest, Srimati Sudha Prasad. Srimati Sudha Prasad, member trustee of Sri Paripurna Sanatana Charitable Trust, has held a successful career in the banking industry before taking a voluntary retirement to put into practice her interest in philanthropy and community development. She is passionate about empowering women, promoting gender equality, and creating opportunities for women's advancement in various spheres. And furthering this, she is actively involved in initiatives and projects dedicated to empowering women in various aspects of life and career. Srimati Sudha Prasad is proficient in crafting engaging and thought-provoking content across various genres, including poetry, fiction, and non-fiction, and possesses strong editing skills, ensuring clarity, coherence, and style in written works. Not merely expressing creativity through the art of poetry, she also explores emotions, spirituality, and societal themes through the medium of poetry. Having a deep interest in spiritual matters, she keenly observes, explores, and integrates spiritual principles and practices into her personal and professional life. She displays enthusiasm and dedication in all endeavors, demonstrating empathy and understanding. An avid yoga practitioner and instructor, Srimati Sudha Prasad enjoys exploring different aspects of yoga and meditation to achieve physical, mental, and spiritual balance. To gain more knowledge and depth in this field, she is currently pursuing a PhD in yoga. Demonstrating mastery in yoga, she also incorporates it into her daily life as well as community outreach. Srimati Sudha Prasad conducts workshops and sessions to promote physical and mental well-being through yoga and spiritual practices. Possessing a forward-thinking mindset, Srimati Sudha Prasad seeks innovative solutions and opportunities for personal and societal growth, for which she applies discipline equally to her professional and personal pursuits as in the practice of yoga. Having majored in nutrition, child psychology, and extension education, Srimati Sudha Prasad takes great interest in the preparation of diet charts, ensuring the preparation of nutritious and hygienic meals. Srimati Sudha Prasad is a versatile individual with a rich background in banking, literature, and holistic well-being. Believing in an integrated approach to personal and community well-being, combining the realms of literature, spirituality, and yoga for holistic development and lifestyle management, Srimati Sudha Prasad brings a unique blend of skills, experiences, cultural awareness, and sensitivity, and passion in all her activities, embodying a commitment to positive change and community upliftment. Namaste, ma'am. Welcome to our BRICS TV Bharat.
Namaste. Thank you for your kind words. I'm so happy to be here. Namaste, viewers.
Dear viewers, today we are going to have a valuable insights from our special guest Srimati Sudha Prasad on the topic From Tradition to Innovation Mapping India's Varied Peculiarities Part 1, which consists of individual, culture, and society finding the cohesive force. Ma'am, we would like to ask, India's cultural landscape is incredibly diverse and in this reflected in various art forms, cuisines, festivals, and traditions across the country. Can you give us a brief introduction to the unique culture and social fabric of India?
Certainly. Indian culture, or the Bharatiya culture to be more precise, is a rich tapestry woven from diverse elements, traditions, and influences. This rich historical legacy, dating back thousands of years, with contributions to art, science, mathematics, philosophy, and literature, has had a profound impact on global civilization. Exploring India's historical heritage can provide us with valuable insights into the origins and development of human civilization. In this session, we shall give a glimpse of the vast cultural heritage by discussing a few key components that contribute to the cultural landscape of India and simultaneously the challenges posed by the variety and diversity of these same components. To begin with, the linguistic diversity of India is quite incredible. According to one survey, India is home to 121 languages and nearly 19,500 dialects, reflecting its linguistic diversity. And Indian cuisine is renowned for its variety, flavors, and spices. Each region of India has its distinct culinary traditions, ingredients, and cooking styles. Food plays a central role in Indian culture, as with any other culture, with meals often being a communal and celebratory affair. The rich arts and literature heritage in India encompasses diverse forms such as classical music, dance, theatre, including traditional forms like Yakshagana, visual arts like painting, sculpture, and crafts, and literature including epics, poetry, novels, and folk tales. When it comes to fashion, the traditional attire in India reflects the country's cultural diversity and heritage. Traditional attire like saris, kurta pajamas, dhotis, shalwar kameez, and turbans vary by region and occasion. In recent years, there has been a fusion of the traditional and modern styles in Indian fashion. India is known for its vibrant festivals and celebrations, which are an integral part of its cultural fabric. Festivals like Deepavali, Holi, Eid, Christmas, Durga Puja, and Navratri are celebrated with enthusiasm and fervor across the country. Family and social structure are given a lot of importance in this country. Indian society places a strong emphasis on family, community, and social relationships. Concepts like respect for elders, joint family structures, and caste-based social stratification have historically shaped Indian social norms and interactions. India has a long tradition of scholarship and learning, with ancient centers of learning like Takshashila and Nalanda being renowned hubs of education. Education is highly valued in Indian culture, and the country has produced innumerable scholars, scientists, and intellects. A society, its culture, and the individual members are mutually dependent for their continued existence. No man is an island, wrote John Donne in his famous sonnet by the same title, emphasizing the interconnectedness of individuals and stating that we are all an integral part of the human collective, a part of the whole. This same concept is mentioned in the Chandogya Upanishad and explained in greater detail in the Panchagni Vidya, that every individual is the quintessence of every particle of the entire creation, the concept of the macrocosm in the microcosm, that every event in the cosmos is interconnected. Therefore, the concept of society is an abstract term referring to the entirety of human relationships. A society may be made up of individuals coming together with unique requirements, nature, behavior, conditions of the land, etc. And this kind of grouping develops into a community with common traditions leading to the formation of unique cultures. There is a complexity of relations between and among the individual members of a society working together in close cooperation and coordination to gain maximum benefit in the given conditions. However, societies are not restricted to human beings alone. We observe colonies of bacteria, ants, bees, and other higher creatures in the universe which have come together through collective wisdom for the perpetuation of the species. However, it is much more than that for human beings. In the words of Aristotle, man is a social animal by nature. Individual members in their society are inseparably linked and mutually dependent. One cannot exist without the other. Whether it is for the fulfillment of their basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter, or education, health, social and psychological requirements, safety, and security, society's primary purpose is to serve the individuals. And what is culture? The cohesive factor, the link, and the common characteristics of the individuals in a society that define it and make it work is the prevailing culture of that society. The meaning of the term culture derives from its etymology and also serves as its objective to cultivate and refine individually and collectively. Culture is more than the sum of its beliefs, behaviors, and values, both individual and institutional, like family, religion, work, etc. Each society is defined and identified by its common culture. The culture of a society or community is made up of social objects like language, customs, traditions, norms that include laws, mores, and rules, values, tools and products, economies, technologies, etc. Culture is a medium through which individual members of that society contribute to its continued existence by conforming to shared values. To put it more simply, while society refers to the living together of individuals following common traditions, customs, and institutions, culture refers to the norms, customs, laws, beliefs, habits, etc. The cultural norms and value system adopted by the society largely decide their standards of conduct and whether they would be approved or disapproved. In other words, a society's expectations are met by its cultural norms and values and are observed in the attitudes and behavior of the persons in that group. Social and cultural norms which shape society are learned by individual members of the society and passed down to succeeding generations through their interactions with one another. Culture provides individuals with a sense of unity, security, and stability, a kind of common identity. Ideally, culture should be accommodative to diversity and forward thinking mechanisms.
Ma'am, this introduction will surely help to grasp the magnitude of humanity's journey, which is marked by delicate balance between honoring the wisdom of the challenges faced by India with its immense cultural and linguistic diversity. From tradition to innovation of the past and embracing the possibilities of the future and the scope for evolution, while tradition roots us in our cultural heritage and provides a sense of continuity, innovation propels us forward, driving progress and evolution. Within the dynamic exchange of tradition and innovation, societies thrive, finding new and effective ways to solve old problems and charting unexplored territories of creativity and advancement. What are the problems and challenges arising because of this diversity? Can you explain us?
Yes, Professor. Lack of cross-cultural awareness and sensitivity resulting in intolerance are the cause of most cultural conflicts prevalent here. India's cultural diversity is undoubtedly one of its greatest strengths, but it also presents several challenges on the basis of language, religion, caste-based social hierarchies, regionalism, socio-economic disparities, legal and governance challenges, education, media representation, etc. Linguistic diversity in India poses issues in communication, governance, and education, as there is often a need to bridge language barriers. India is a secular state with multitude of religions including Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Buddhism, and others. While this religious diversity enriches the cultural fabric, it also leads to occasional tensions and conflicts, sometimes fueled by political interests. The caste system, although officially abolished, still influences social interactions and mobility in India. Discrimination based on caste continues to be a significant challenge, particularly in rural areas. Feelings of regionalism arise because of the diversity in culture, language, and history across the states in India. Sometimes this manifests as demands for separate statehood or autonomy, creating political instability. Cultural diversity is often intertwined with socio-economic disparities. Certain communities face marginalization and lack access to basic resources and opportunities, leading to social tension and unrest. Therefore, the implementation of uniform laws and policies across such a diverse population is found to be challenging. What works in one region or community may not be suitable for another, requiring a delicate balance between national unity and regional autonomy. There exists a political historicity in the development of modern India, which has to be factored in any form of implementation of ideas. Also, providing quality education that respects and reflects the diverse cultural backgrounds of students can be complex. Curriculum design, language of instruction, and cultural sensitivity are all important considerations. Through all this, the media often struggle to represent the diversity of Indian culture accurately. Stereotypes and biases can perpetuate misunderstandings and further marginalize certain communities. Addressing these challenges requires a nuanced approach that acknowledges and celebrates India's diversity while also working towards inclusivity, equality, and social cohesion. Government policies, community initiatives, and public awareness campaigns are all crucial to navigating these complexities, which include geographical diversity and social hierarchies, which compound the challenges.
Continuing this discussion, within India, examples of problems stemming from cultural diversity include ethnic tensions and conflict between different ethnic groups, such as the minority and the majority populations in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, leading to political instability and violence. Disputes over language policies, as seen in the demand for statehood or recognitions for regions where languages other than the official language, either Hindi or English, dominate, such as the language agitation in some states in southern India. Economic and social inequalities between various cultural groups result in marginalized communities facing discrimination and limited access to resources and opportunities. What potential problem could arise in India and its neighboring nations due to this diversity? Can you explain?
There are many problems that arise because of these differences and diversities. For one, we have the border disputes. Differences in cultural identities and historical claims over territories can aggravate border disputes, as seen in the case of Indo-China border conflict in regions like Arunachal Pradesh and Ladakh. Diplomatic tensions, which include the cultural and historical grievances, particularly between India and Pakistan, have fueled diplomatic tensions, particularly on issues such as status of Jammu and Kashmir and cross-border terrorism. And ethnic conflicts in neighboring countries like Nepal and Sri Lanka. Tensions between different ethnic groups based on cultural identities have led to conflicts and civil unrest, such as the Nepali civil war and the Sri Lankan civil war, fueled by Tamil separatism. These examples highlight the complex interplay between cultural diversity, identity politics, and geopolitical dynamics in the Indian subcontinent.
To address further, with this kind of diversity, no individual organization or state can address the challenges or find solutions. What measures do you think the Indian government should adopt to resolve cultural diversity? Kindly enhance us.
Yes, Professor. Resolving the issues stemming from cultural diversity requires a multifaceted approach that prioritizes inclusivity, dialogue, and equitable representation. Some of these that are in force are inclusive policies that recognize and respect the diversity of cultures, languages, and ethnic groups within India, including affirmative action programs, language preservation initiatives, and cultural protection laws and cultural heritage protection laws. dialogue and reconciliation that facilitate open and constructive dialogue between different cultural groups to address grievances, foster understanding, promote reconciliation. These could involve community forums and intercultural exchange programs and conflict resolution mechanisms. Empowerment and representation. So, ensure equitable representation and participation of all cultural groups in political, social, and economic decision making processes that could involve quota systems in government institutions, funding of cultural initiatives, and inclusive education policies. Then promote inclusive economic development initiatives that benefit all communities, particularly marginalized groups, including investment in infrastructure, healthcare, education, and skill development programs targeted at culturally diverse regions. And engage in proactive diplomacy and peace building efforts with neighboring countries to address cultural and historical grievances, resolve border disputes, and promote regional stability that could involve confidence building measures, bilateral dialogues, and cross border cooperation initiatives. Then strengthen legal frameworks to protect the rights and interests of minority cultural groups, including anti-discrimination laws, language rights legislation, and mechanisms for cultural heritage preservation. By adopting these methodologies and measures, the Indian government is working towards fostering a more inclusive and harmonious society that celebrates its cultural diversity while promoting unity and cooperation within the nation and with neighboring countries.
However, in spite of adopting these methodologies and measures, why are cultural diversity issues still unresolved? Kindly enlighten us.
Yes. India has adopted some of the methodologies and measures mentioned to address issues stemming from cultural diversity, but the extent of implementation and effectiveness varies. While progress has been made in certain areas, many challenges persist due to a combination of factors. For one, you have the implementation gaps. Although inclusive policies and legal frameworks exist, their effective implementation at the grassroots level can be hindered by bureaucratic inefficiencies, lack of resources, and political obstacles. Historical complexities. Deep rooted historical grievances and social inequalities fuel tensions and conflicts, making their resolution a complex and long term process. Then we have the political dynamics. Politicizing identity issues and cultural differences by various political parties can widen divisions and hinder efforts toward reconciliation and inclusivity. Persistent economic disparities between different cultural groups contribute to social tensions and can impede efforts towards social cohesion and development. Then we have the external factors. Geopolitical tensions with neighboring countries and cross border issues further complicate efforts to address cultural diversity related challenges, particularly in border regions. Then you have the social attitudes and prejudices. Deep seated social attitudes, prejudices, and stereotypes towards certain cultural groups can perpetuate discrimination and marginalization, undermining efforts towards inclusivity and unity. While India has taken steps towards addressing these issues, achieving a comprehensive resolution requires sustained efforts across multiple fronts, including policy reforms, community engagement, education, and cross border cooperation. Additionally, fostering a culture of dialogue, empathy, and mutual respect is crucial for building a more cohesive and harmonious society.
Moving forward, what are the other contributory factors to the persistence of challenges and resolutions of issues related to cultural diversity in India? Can you enlighten that?
In India, political dynamics surrounding cultural diversity involve exploitation of identity issues by various political parties to garner support or stabilize their base. For example, parties may use religious or cultural differences to polarize voters during elections, leading to heightened tensions between communities. Neighboring countries also experience similar political dynamics related to cultural diversity. For instance, in Pakistan, political parties may exploit ethnic or sectarian differences to consolidate power or gain leverage in negotiations. In Sri Lanka, political tensions between the Sinhalese majority and the Tamil minority have historical roots and have often led to conflicts over issues of language, religion, and cultural rights. In Bangladesh, political parties may use linguistic or regional differences to rally support or undermine opponents. In Nepal, the political landscape is shaped by tensions between different ethnic groups, with parties often aligning along ethnic lines to advance their agendas. These examples illustrate how political dynamics can widen divisions and hinder reconciliation and inclusivity efforts in India and neighboring countries.
Finally, we would like to ask, how far are these political dynamics inducing conflict in relationship of neighboring countries with India?
Political dynamics related to cultural diversity can strain relationships between India and its neighboring countries. For example, border disputes. Political parties in India and neighboring countries may exploit cultural or ethnic differences to assert territorial claims, leading to border disputes and tensions. These disputes can escalate into conflicts affecting diplomatic relations. And a support for separatist movements. Some political parties may support separatist movements in neighboring countries based on cultural or ethnic affinities, leading to accusations of interference and strained diplomatic ties. Political parties or groups with vested interests may use neighboring countries as proxies to advance their agendas, leading to instability and conflicts that spill across borders. Tensions over cultural or religious differences can sometimes fuel extremism and terrorism, leading to cross border attacks that strain relations between countries. And you have the diplomatic standoffs. Differences in cultural or religious policies can lead to diplomatic standoffs between India and neighboring countries, impacting trade, cooperation, and regional stability. While cultural diversity may not be the sole cause of conflicts between India and its neighbors, political dynamics that exploit these differences can exacerbate tensions and strain relationships, further depleting the scope for reconciliation. India is a rapidly modernizing society, and technology plays an increasingly important role in shaping its culture. From the IT industry in Bangalore to the film industry in Mumbai, that's Bollywood, India is at the forefront of technological and cultural innovation. However, the traditions and culture are integrated to the extent possible, and these components, among others, contribute to the rich and diverse tapestry of Indian culture, which is characterized by its complexity, dynamism, and resilience. The way forward to preserve our cultural heritage, mitigate conflicts, and foster stability would be through diplomatic efforts focused on meaningful dialogue, cooperation, and mutual respect for cultural diversity. This can be facilitated through education on cross-cultural awareness and cultural sensitivity.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining these sessions. As we draw this insightful discussion close, I want to express my deepest gratitude to all our viewers for joining us today on our BRICS TV Bharat. Exploring the rich tapestry of Indian culture has been an absolute privilege, and I hope you have gained valuable insights into its profound impact within our nation and neighboring countries. I extend my heartfelt thanks on behalf of BRICS TV Bharat to our special guest Srimati Sudharam Prasad for gracing us with her wisdom and expertise. Your contributions have enriched our conversation and deepened our comprehensions of subtle cultural elements that influence our society. As we continue our journey, let us carry forward the spirit of cultural appreciation and understanding, fostering connections and building bridges across borders. We can celebrate the diversity and heritage that make our world extraordinary. Thank you once again, and until next time, stay inspired and connected. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.